Thank you everyone for tuning in today. It is Wednesday, November 16th, and you're attending the Board of County Commissioners regular meeting. This is a very special meeting for all of us. Once a year, we have the Pitkin County Cares reception at the Dunaway Community Room here in the new Pitkin County Library Edition. And before we get going, I'd just like to make a few words. And again, thank you so many people for turning out and attending. This is the 16th annual Pitkin County Cares Award Service. Every year we acknowledge those volunteers within our community who go above and beyond and are part of what holds our community together and creates such a successful community. This is also the 30th anniversary of the untimely death of Greg Mace, and who's one of our highest honors of this ceremony is dedicated in his honor. And we would like to commemorate his memory with the volunteer work he had done through many areas, but mountain rescue comes straight to mind, in risking his life to be able to protect the lives and serve others. So we greatly appreciate that. And I was thinking about it a little on the way in this morning. You know, we have a kind of tough job. Sometimes things are really clear and black and white, but a lot of times we are resolving disputes neighbor to neighbor. And sometimes it's a lot of gray area and a lot of anguish with not making anyone or everyone satisfied. But there's two really great days a year, no matter what else is on the agenda. And the first is the Kids First Awards, when all the youngsters come in and we get to wish them well for their life experience. And the second is the Pitkin County Cares Award Day, because it reminds us of how many people are in the community doing so very much. And so while you're just a representational sample, you're part of a huge legacy of people who have given to this community, who've made it great and will make it great going forward. And so with that, we will begin the ceremony. And because we're in this temporary room, we don't want to invite people up. There's too much wiring to trip over. And we're going to go to the side, and as we call up each recipient, we'd like them to come up to the side so the camera can still get you. This means they might not be facing the audience as directly as we'd like, but it's the only way to capture it permanently. So we're making do with the temporary room for a couple years, and it won't diminish the proceedings. So I'm going to be the one that starts, and then we're going to come around with George, Newman, Michael, Steve, and Patty, and then back around for the second go-round. So I would like to ask Ann Blackwell to come forward, and I would like the handheld mic, please. All right, come on up, ladies. Thank you. And that's our camera right over there, so maybe step forward a little teeny bit more. A proclamation, is this on, Amy? It says it's on, it just may not be mic, you got it? Okay. And maybe let's close that back door so we don't have too much interference. Thank you. A proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pitkin County, Colorado, recognizing Ann Blackwell for her volunteer work in Pitkin County. Whereas Ann Blackwell has been a big buddy to her little buddy Samantha for the past 5 years, and whereas Ann Blackwell has introduced Samantha to numerous activities and has been instrumental in engaging Samantha with the Aspen Valley Ski and Snowboard Club, through which she has become an accomplished skier. Congrats. And whereas Ann Blackwell has helped Samantha with academics, and they have enjoyed arts and crafts and cooking and going to art shows, and whereas Ann Blackwell also spends many hours volunteering for other organizations in the Valley, including the Thrift Shop, Pathfinders, and the Holiday Basket Program, now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Ann Blackwell for her dedication and commitment, and recognizes her for receiving the Pitkin County Cares Volunteer Service Youth Award, dated the 16th day of November 2016. Everyone who receives the award is certainly invited to say a few words to the public. And
Sure. Well, Samantha and I have had a wonderful time together, and this award is very special, but it's just like the icing on the cake because our relationship is terrific. The Buddy program has done so much for us, so thank you very much.
And you got to hold the mic real close.
Thanks, Rachel. Usually I'm pretty nervous when I come to a regular BOCC meeting and this room is full. I'm usually dodging bullets, but not today, so thank you.
This is a good
Can't hear me?
Nope. A little bit closer.
Okay. This is for Elizabeth DeWetter. Elizabeth is a freshman at CU, so she's not here today, but her parents are, so thank you for coming up.
Oh, neat.
This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pitkin County, Colorado, recognizing Elizabeth DeWetter for her volunteer work in Pitkin County. Whereas Elizabeth DeWetter has been a model participant in the Buddy program's peer-to-peer program. Whereas Elizabeth DeWetter is an Aspen High School student, not any longer. She's a CU student who has volunteered all of her 3 eligible years meeting with her little buddy once a week during her lunch hour throughout the entire school year. And whereas Elizabeth DeWetter has always displayed a genuine desire to volunteer as a peer-to-peer buddy, it says it was always a highlight of her week. And whereas the program coordinators of the Buddy program say that Elizabeth DeWetter always had a smile on her face, took her responsibility seriously, and understood the positive impact it had on her little buddy. And whereas Elizabeth DeWetter was awarded one of 6 higher education scholarships that the Buddy program gave out to deserving seniors at Aspen High School for her volunteer contribution to the Buddy program, now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Elizabeth DeWetter for her dedication and commitment, and recognizes her for receiving the Pitkin County CARES Volunteer Service Rising Star Award. Congratulations.
Just want to thank the county commissioners and thank this community. I think we live in an astonishing community for a variety of reasons. But one of the reasons that I think this community is so amazing is because when the chips are down, people really pull together. And I think the opportunities in this community to serve other people is just phenomenal. So thank you for all the opportunities you provide for so many people to serve in so many ways. And Elizabeth's very grateful. Thank you.
It's like handing out the baton.
Thank you, George. Jane Carey. Hi, Jane. This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pitkin County, Colorado, recognizing Jane Carey for her volunteer work in Pitkin County. Whereas Jane Carey is a 40-year resident of Aspen and is well known being among the first to lend a helping hand in a crisis, and whereas Jane Carey doesn't require the limelight to inspire her to do what she does to help others in need, even though she was instrumental in starting more than one cancer support organization in our community, namely Valley Angels, Pathfinders, and Your Friends for Life, she continues to give her time to family, friends, and fellow community members on her own and outside of these organizations. And whereas Jane Carey has held many hands of those diagnosed with severe health issues, and she is the first to knock on the door with a homemade meal for a grieving family or to walk an elderly neighbor's dog in the middle of a snowstorm. And whereas Jane Carey has been called an angel on 2 feet. Who will drive ill to a doctor's appointment, change bandages, go grocery shopping, or merely check in to see how someone is doing. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Jane Carey for her dedication and commitment and recognizes her for receiving the Pickens County Cares Volunteer Service Health Award. Thank you, Jane.
As all my friends know, I'm mortified. I don't want to be here. But I thank you so much. It's what the community does. There are so many that do so much more, so I'll just quietly say thank you.
Proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pitkin County, Colorado, recognizing Rita Cohen for her volunteer work in Pitkin County. Whereas Rita Cohen has assisted the senior population in Pitkin County in some very significant ways, and whereas Rita Cohen began leading a monthly Alzheimer's support group at the Pitkin County Senior Center nearly 16 years ago, after her father succumbed to the disease. And whereas Rita Cohen tirelessly ushers an ever-changing group through the most difficult stages of Alzheimer's and has given family members the tools they need to assist their loved ones. And whereas, but that's not all that Rita Cohen contributes to the community. I didn't write this. She is the founder of the successful pet therapy program at Aspen Valley Hospital. Now in its 15th year, the program includes 16 dogs and their handlers who bring their unconditional love to patients at the hospital and to seniors at the senior center. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Rita Cohen for her dedication and commitment and recognizes her for receiving the Pitkin County Cares Volunteer Service Seniors Award, dated this 16th day of November, 2016.
I can only say thank you for this, and I feel fortunate to have been able to help so many people through the most difficult journey of Alzheimer's, and also to bring smiles to so many people in the hospital with our wonderful dogs. Thank you.
Okay, I'm already been crying through every one of these, but that's usual for me. Mauricio, please come up. The whole family can come with him. You get to come right over here by me. No time to be shy. This is a very special award. It's another Rising Star Award. Proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pitkin County, Colorado, recognizing Mauricio Sosa for his volunteer work in Pitkin County. Whereas Mauricio Sosa admits he's a little shy and says his shyness is a product of being bullied in school throughout his life. And whereas Mauricio Sosa decided that instead of retreating into a shell and becoming a loner like so many other victims of bullying do, that he channeled his struggles into something positive, not only for himself, but for every other student at his high school. And whereas Mauricio Sosa decided to design and build a peace garden at Basalt High School, which he first envisioned as a place where he could go to take his mind off not fitting in, but it has become much more than that. And whereas Mauricio Sosa applied for and received a 5-point film Dream Project scholarship to make his vision a reality, using cash grants and in-kind services of local landscaping and trucking companies and various community groups and student clubs, Mr. Sosa, was able to see his dream come true. And whereas Mauricio Sosa says the experience has not only taught him about business concepts, it has forced him to interact with people and get out of his shell and because of Sosa's vision and hard work, Basalt High School now has a beautiful refuge for students. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Mauricio Sosa for his bravery, dedication, and commitment, and recognizes him for receiving the Pitkin County Cares Volunteer Service Rising Star Award.
I just want to say thank you for everyone that's here today, and as well as my family for always supporting me. Kristen and Heather from Youth Entity that have helped me throughout the process, and the person that I want to give the most thank you is Ms. Bradley for helping me throughout the process of creating this Peace Garden and always being there for me. So thank you.
Okay. I want to make a side note here that after this is over, Pat Bingham would like all the award recipients to gather together so she can get a group picture. And we'll do that after this last and final award. I also would like to thank Lynn Mace, who I see in the audience here, for helping get this started and contributing and participating every year in many ways. And then Pat Bingham and Charlotte Anderson from our staff for organizing it. And I think it's been expressed a little bit by the folks we've already heard from, but to give is to receive. And we serve because we receive so much back from that, from helping our neighbors. And that's what makes our community a really great community and strengthens the bonds that sometimes are pulled by the various forces of economic life or whatever. So everyone in the audience, I know you're all doing your share, and we really appreciate that. This award is going to go to Tom McCabe. And before I read the formal description, I would just like to say that I served with Tom McCabe on the Aspen City Council and with him when he was the housing director. But I know Tom to be such a strong and stalwart person who is always forward-looking within our community. And so while we're going to talk about volunteer work, in a way, City Council can be its own volunteer work. And we saw things like the Aspen Recreation Center created under our watch, and the Regional Transportation Authority, which continues to serve us all to this day. So that's not mentioned in the proclamation, but I want to make sure I honored you for those types of things, Tom. So here we go, Tom. Why don't we do it before the reading of the proclamation?
Okay.
If you're gonna.
All right. Love to.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
My name is Craig Ward, and I was the recipient of this award a number of years ago. And there are many people in the audience here that have also received this award. So I feel very humbled to stand up here 30 years after Greg Mace died. I know Flint and Tom and Dave Floria were on that fateful trip. And Greg was a wonderful, wonderful guy. He cared about everything in this valley. He grew up here. He ran the Pine Creek Cookhouse that we all know and love. And he was one of the, if not the strongest members of Mountain Rescue. When I came back to the valley, I was very tentative. I went to Greg and said, Greg, I want to design a system of cross-country ski trails between Aspen and Snowmass. And we can't connect up to Ashcroft to make your trail system part of what has now grown to be the Aspen Snowmass Nordic Council trail system that the county maintains to this day. And he said, Craig, no problem. What's good for the town will be good for us here in Ashcroft. And he got behind the Nordic Council 100% and was a board member for many, many years. So I am just pleased that we still have this award in honor of Greg. And congratulations, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
A proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Pickens County, Colorado, recognizing Tom McCabe for his volunteer work in Pickens County. Whereas Tom McCabe has a long volunteer history with Mountain Rescue Aspen and other search and rescue organizations, including Colorado Search and Rescue and Garfield Search and Rescue. And whereas it has been exactly 30 years since the tragic Maroon Bells climbing accident that took the life of Greg Mace, for whom this award is named. And whereas Tom McCabe was on the mountain with Mace that day and was by his side when he took his last breath. And whereas, but it is not just for his contribution to and passion for mountain rescue that Tom McCabe is being recognized, and with this coveted award today. It is for his significant and lifelong contribution to the community through service and volunteerism. Whereas the list of organizations, in addition to Mountain Rescue Aspen, that Tom McCabe has contributed to are lengthy and include Grassroots TV, the Affordable Housing Board, Pitkin County Fair, 4-H Club, Colorado Congress for Senior Organizations, the Council on Aging, Hug a Tree Foundation, and many more. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners is honored to present this proclamation to Tom McCabe for his outstanding dedication and commitment, and recognizes him for receiving the Pickens County Cares Volunteer Service Greg Mace Award, dated the 16th day of November 2016.
Thank you, Pickens County. This is a great place to call home. And thinking about the Greg Mace Award, of course, it touches my heart in a way nothing else could. That last day with Greg was a rough one, but I was kind of a self-appointed understudy. It didn't take me long when I joined Mountain Rescue to understand that Greg Mace was the leader of the organization in so many ways. I wished to be more like him, so I became his shadow. I'm not sure he always appreciated that, but but I learned so much from him, and he was such an influence on everything that was done at Mountain Rescue. The appreciation of that by people in the community is probably not well understood, because it's a closed, tight-knit little community of volunteers, and they go through some pretty rough times together. So it's really a special crew, and to be here getting this award and looking at the names of all the people that have received it in front of me, it's really humbling. It's like an honor roll of caring people. It's super. So thank you very much, Pickens County. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And all the other recipients, keep at it.
Thank you again to all of our participants and to everyone who's come, and this is something we remember throughout the year, even though it's just celebrated one day a year. We're going to go on with our regular business meeting, and you're happy to stay if you'd like for that. But otherwise, Pat Bingham is outside in the blue turquoise color coat, and she'd like to get all your pictures. Thank you so much again.